thanks. We're going to bring up now our third. So we went from mild to medium. We're getting really spicy. Now we're going to bring up Jeff Gustafson. He operates the Backwoods Maze, which is a stone's throw from Rotten Apple 907 in Burbank. So if you're making Halloween plans, get out your map quests. They're only a couple blocks from each other. You don't want to miss both of them. This is the one you go to if you really want to be scared from beginning to end. I don't want to say there's nothing subtle about it, but it is in your face, correct?
Yes.
And you have a little slideshow, so you can give people a taste of what they're going to experience if they go there.
Yes, there we go, yeah. Hi, I'm Jeff Gustafson. This is the Backwoods Maze. Along with my son and a couple of family members and friends, we do a home on in Burbank, California. We've been doing it probably for about 11 years. I think there's about 3,000 square feet, about 13 rooms. And these are some of the past rooms that we've had. We started off with just tarp, PVC pipe. Now we graduated to 8-pin footballs, plywood, 2x4s. There's some more of our rooms from the past years. Some are more bloodier than others. This was a freak show. We did it one time. This is one of our later ones, a little bit more bloody.
When you mention 10 rooms or so, it makes it sound like maybe not all that much. One of the amazing things about Backwoods Maze is how much is in that backwoods, which is really just your backyard, right?
It is.
But it seems to go on forever. So do you have like some warp in the space-time continuum? How do you fit all that stuff in?
I've been asked, how do you fit so much in such a little space? It's just, again, designing. It's all up to designing, getting out the graph paper, and then just figuring out we have this much square footage, which is about 3,000, and we want to utilize every inch of it for the maximum loudness, scare. So yeah, we just go through it, and it's a lot of planning, basically all year round.
So it's a geometric tour de force.
Yes. And then here we go. Here's one of our permanent structures. We built this 1 year at the farmhouse. Here's some detailed walls. Also in the off season, it doubles as a storage. This is that same room rethemed for a pig factory for 1 year. And we do our own mask and costumes now. We're at the point where we create our own mask and costumes. Here's the process. We'll start with the sculpture, and then there's the mold making. We make a plaster mold, and then that's more of the molding. And then here's the finished product with paint, detailing. And my son Taylor, he's here in the audience right here. Yeah, he does all the sculpting now. At one point, I used to do that, but he kind of blew me away. And so now I'm the mold maker and the detailer and airbrusher. There's a couple more characters, a couple more sculptures. This was Hills Have Eyes inspired character. This actual character was an idea of one of our scares. She had a specific look she wanted, and so we drew out designs and basically executed that, made it a reality. This is a little bit something different. We got actually a store-bought mask, and what we did was customized it, basically making a latex cowl, and then we seamed it, finished it, painted it, and then we ended up making a custom neck brace. And this actually character, we came up with, designed it, sculpted it, painted it, I think in about 3 days due to a time crunch, and it ended up being one of our most popular characters. Here's the same character, different costume. Where am I? And these are some of the new costumes right now for a new post-apocalyptic theme. I've seen this right, yeah. And again, Taylor, he has all the costuming. He spends many hours putting these together, staining, aging them, dyeing them. Yeah, more costumes. And that is our storage. I think we're up to now, our costumes, I think about 13 racks filled with just hundreds and hundreds of costumes. We also do our own custom props. We utilize plywood, foam latex, EBS foam is a great material. Here's a full-scale Jeep we made out of plywood. See the process, the detailing, here's some paint. What am I looking at here? Oh yeah, and here's what the actor with a big machine gun to be aimed right at your, not quite at your face, but as you enter the room to be intimidating. And then what do we got here? Here's a custom character we built. This is all out of foam. Then detailing goes in with different types of materials. We got metal in there, wood. Here's the custom paint job. Here's his face is all airbrush. There's metal components. We got a custom head apparatus. And then here he is for 2013. He's new this year. He's in some kind of a crazy vehicle with spinning blades, motors. And then we have the ability to, due to my past experiences, I worked in the special effects field, and that was one of my main interests. So now we have the ability to actually make a lot of our own props. Here's just a variety, more bloody one with the different years, different themes. This one was interesting. We sculpted basically one pig. And what we did was we molded it, made a cast of it, and then we cast up 6 separate ones. And then through detailing, painting, we made 6 different character pigs. This was one more of our light-hearted ones. And then also great material here is EBS foam. It's a great lightweight foam, usually made for stones or your large props that couldn't be made out of any other thing. Here's that. Here's me detailing it, painting. Like this is a huge prop. If it was made out of anything else, it would probably weigh a ton. So that EBS foam, we sculpted, hard-coated, painted. Here he is for this year, detailed and waiting in his little spot. This is a past one, about 10 by 10 giant pig. He has an animatronic head that rocks back and forth to music. And then here's last year's some 2012 sets. We started a new theme, a post-apocalyptic theme. You got your plywood, your detailed brick walls, got your staining. Yeah, at this point right here, I know neighbors are an issue sometimes, but right here we started going two stories. So we did get I think it was a phone call when I was up on a ladder, basically, and it was my next door neighbor, and it was basically, we love what you do, but 2 stories? So, yeah, we always have to figure out how to up one, or, do better every year, so we figured 2 stories, hey, who's doing that? You can kind of see the scale. That's a full size, that's the plywood Jeep. And then it was catwalks right here that was basically connecting that tower to the next slide I'll be showing you is our elevator. So the monsters will be above the entrance. And this is what we're doing for 2013. We basically preview. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, for basically we cleared out the space. There was an existing set. And then we put up our plywood walls. Here's the paint. That's a shot from the back alley. And then what we have here is a garage roll-up door. We're going to create the illusion of basically a back alley loading zone. And then here's one of our cooler props I think we built. It's going to be a full-scale semi-truck. And then inspired kind of war, Twisted Metal. I don't know if you're familiar with the PlayStation games, Twisted Metal. We're doing kind of an armored truck, Death Race 2000, kind of Mad Max theme-ish.
Sticking with the future.
Yeah, there you go. There's I think completed basically, yeah. And there you go, the machine guns. And then there's the loading zone environment. Then there's some more just rooms. And then, yeah, that's it for right now what we're doing. That's going to be for this new 2013. And currently right now, what we're up to is building a full-size giant demonic ice cream truck that you will enter, go through, then exit the maze.
I don't know how many of you out there have been to Backwoods Maze. We're going to show hands or applause.
Yeah, right on.
Because if you haven't been there, you really should, because it is on a level that really matches some of the best professional stuff. People go through there, and it is like going through the slaughterhouse at Knott's Scary Farm or Blood Bayou or something like that. In fact, I mean, all 3 of these haunts, you're really not seeing a lot of off-the-shelf stuff. These aren't people who've gone to Oz and picked up a couple of props and set them up there. You're doing all custom-made stuff.
We do, yeah. Just from our background, our interests, my influences over the years. I was very heavily into reading the monster magazines way back. The how-tos. I was reading Famous Monsters of Filmland and Fangoria, and all those cool things. Just following that and having great parents that were very supportive. Yeah, just over the years learning the techniques, and as my son's getting older, he's learning the techniques, and he's basically almost taking over and doing better than what I could ever do.
Now he is the master.
He is. Yes, he's getting to the point where our walls, our plywood walls, are so perfect. I don't think I'm allowed to make a plywood wall. He actually measures each screw to make sure they go perfectly in.
So you actually get to use your backyard the rest of the year? You tear all that stuff down?
There's a point where we have a tear down. We tear down all the props. Yeah, that's grown. Yeah, after building it, that's the last thing you want to do is see it torn down. But yeah, there's a process to that, and that's usually probably a couple months process, not quite as long as to build. But yeah, and then storing it. But yeah, we take down most of it.
Okay, so you do have a yard the rest of the year? Not really. Okay. I mentioned Not Scary Farm. Was that an inspiration when you were first conceiving this?
You know what, that's probably one of the key points as far as starting out. The original, I think it was when we started the maze in 2003. We were going to Not Scary Farm, we went to Universal, but there was one maze that stood out, it was called the Lead Body. So my son was younger then, and it really influenced him, and it was basically him and his grandpa that basically went out in the backyard and threw up some PVC pipe and some tarp and just, with existing Halloween mask, and I have always like crazy stuff laying around. They basically set it up on their own, and it wasn't until the 2004 where Dad got involved, and then it just got out of control.
So this is a real family operation.
It is, and when it's open, everybody pitches in. The basic build is me and Taylor, and then Dad helps out, special projects. And then once it's open, Dad runs the queue line, keeps everybody happy, entertained. The mom comes for support. My wife, we have about 20 scares, and so she's basically either in the Domino's Pizza getting 4 extra large pizzas, or pissing everybody off at McDonald's and ordering 30 double cheeseburgers and holding up the line. But yeah, and then it's just family and then friends, and all the scares come from probably the schools and friends to fill out. We usually have about 15 to 20 scares, actors.